world sees you as the luckiest woman alive, married to Kim Taehyung, the man everyone adores, kind, patient, and breathtakingly handsome. Your marriage was arranged, but Taehyung made sure you never felt unwanted. He was gentle, warm, and never crossed boundaries. He waited for you to open up, never rushing your emotions. If anything, you should be content, happy even. Yet, here you are sitting on the couch, heart sinking as you watch the sight before you. Across the living room, Taehyung kneels before a small girl, Hana. Her tiny hands rest on his shoulders as he fixes her scarf, making sure it's snug around her neck. His touch is careful, almost instinctive. The way he smiles at her, the way his fingers brush her hair from her face, it's too much. Your thoughts whisper darkly. Is this normal? Would a man treat someone else's child this way? Hana giggles and Taehyung's laughter follows. The warmth in his eyes is undeniable. Your grip on the couch tightens. Taetae, are you coming to the school event tomorrow? Hana asks to Taehyung brightly. Taehyung grins, tapping her nose. Of course, princess, how could I miss it? Yeah, you always come just like Appa used to. Your stomach knots. You seem to love her a lot. Your tone is casual but there's tension. Taehyung turns to you, his expression soft, unreadable. He doesn't sense the accusation laced in your words. Taehyung smiles, brushing Hana's hair back. Of course, she's special to me. The way he says it makes something twist painfully inside you. You quietly ask, watching him, how special exactly? Taehyung chuckles as if amused by your tone. He stands walking over to you and reaches out to flick your forehead lightly. Jealous, my love? He teases. You force a laugh, but it comes out hollow. Maybe I should be. You mutter. Hana suddenly tugs on Taehyung's sleeve, stealing his attention again. Taetae, I'm hungry, she pouts. Taehyung immediately kneels back down to her level, concern flashing across his face. What do you want to eat, princess? He asks gently. You watch in disbelief as he carefully adjusts the beanie on her head as if she's fragile, as if she's his. The unease in your heart spreads, suffocating you. You shouldn't be feeling this way. Taehyung is a good man, maybe too good, but something is off. The way he looks at her, the way he prioritizes her, the way she clings to him so naturally. It all feels wrong. You don't have proof, not yet. But a dangerous thought takes root in your mind. What if Hana is his daughter? You try to shake off the thought. You tell yourself it's nothing. Taehyung is just being kind. But as days pass, the doubt in your heart only grows. It's the little things. The way his phone screen lights up with messages at odd hours, Jisoo's name flashing across the screen, the way he leaves without explaining, saying, I have something to take care of, the way he always has time for Anna but sometimes forgets the things you tell him. Each moment chips away at your sanity. Tonight is no different. You sit at the dining table waiting. The food is getting cold. Your fingers drumming impatiently against the wooden surface. It's nearly 10 p.m. when you hear the front door creak open. Footsteps hiss. You don't turn around. Taehyung rubbing the back of his neck. Sorry, I got caught up. You cut him off. With Hana, but your voice is cool. He pauses. That hesitation, so brief, so slight, doesn't go unnoticed. She wasn't feeling well. Jisoo needed help. He replies calmly. Your grip on your spoon tightens. Always Jisoo, always Hana. Forcing a smile, you stand up. Of course, you should eat before it gets cold. You walk past him, but just as you do, your gaze flickers to the scarf in his hand, a child's scarf, Hana's. But then something snaps inside you. You don't even realize you're speaking until the words spill out, cold and sharp. At this point, I should ask if she's your daughter. The air stills. A long, suffocating silence stretches between you two. You see his fingers clench around the scarf. He turns to you slowly, his expression unreadable. What did you say? His tone low and warning. Your heart pounds. Your body screams at you to stop, to not cross a line you can't come back from. But jealousy is a cruel thing. You meet his gaze boldly. You treat her like she's yours. She even looks a little like you. A muscle in his jaw ticks. He replies quietly, controlling anger beneath his voice. You don't trust me? You don't answer, you don't know how to. He exhaled sharply, running a frustrated hand through his hair. He looks hurt. Not angry, not defensive, just hurt. Vian, she's just a child, he says softly. Your lips press into a thin line. Exactly. So why does she mean so much to you? Is it because that woman is the mother? For the first time, Taehyung doesn't have an immediate answer, and that silence only makes your suspicion worse. That night, you sleep with your back turned to him. Taehyung doesn't try to reach for you. For the first time in your marriage, there's a wall between you. A war has begun. The sleepless nights, the gnawing doubt, the way Taehyung never truly answers, it all builds up until you can't take it anymore. Then, the final straw. It happens when you wake up to an empty bed again. Taehyung's side is cold. His phone is gone. His shoes missing from the doorstep. Where is he? A deep, sickening feeling settles in your chest. You grab your phone to call him, but your doubt escalates. Your heart stops. Jisoo's house. You don't think, you just move. The drive feels like a blur. Your hands are tight around the steering wheel, your breath short and uneven. By the time you arrive, it's past midnight. The lights in Jisoo's house are still on. You march toward the door, anger and hurt boiling over, and then you see him. Through the window, Taehyung sits on the couch, his back to you. Hana is curled up beside him, her head resting against his chest. He is stroking her hair, his other hand holding Jisoo gently as she wipes her tears. Your heart shatters. You don't knock, you don't think. You push the door open. How long were you planning to hide it from me? Your voice is trembling but loud. 3 heads snap toward you. Jisoo gasps, standing up in surprise. Taehyung's eyes widen and he immediately gets to his feet. Vian, what are you doing here? He asks in a startled tone. You step closer, eyes burning. No, what are you doing here in the middle of the night holding her hand? Taehyung glances at Jisoo, then at Hana, who stirs slightly in his arms. You see the way he instinctively pulls her closer, protectively like a father would, and that's when your restraint snaps. Your voice drips with betrayal. That's your child, isn't it? You ask in a cold tone. Silence. Jisoo's eyes widen in horror. Jisoo looks at Taehyung. What? She asks in a shocked tone. Taehyung stiffens. Taehyung stepping toward you. Vian, stop this, he says sternly. But you don't. You can't. Your voice rises, raw and filled with pain. You lie to me. You run to her house. You treat the child like she's your own. How am I supposed to believe you? How am I supposed to trust you? Jisoo suddenly starts laughing softly, a bitter, broken sound filled with pain and helplessness. She shakes her head, disbelief clouding her features. Jisoo speaks, voice trembling. Vian, Hana isn't his daughter. She's my late husband's child. Your breath catches. The anger in your veins falters. Jisoo's eyes glisten with unshed tears as she takes a shaky step forward. But she doesn't have much time left. She whispers in a soft tone. The world stops. The walls around you seem to shrink, suffocating you. Jisoo's voice is barely above a whisper. Hana has a rare heart condition. The doctors say she won't live past a few more months. Your legs feel weak. Taehyung exhales, his shoulders dropping as he runs a hand through his hair. I didn't tell you because I knew it would be hard to hear, and because I didn't want you to misunderstand. And I came here now as Jisoo called me, saying that she isn't doing well. His tone is quiet and tired. His gaze finally meets yours. But I never thought you would doubt me this much. His voice filled with full of pain. Your entire world tilts. The accusations, the jealousy, the anger, it all seems so small now. Hana dying and Taehyung. And instead of trusting him, you accused him of the worst. Your chest tightens painfully, and yet I accused you in front of her. Your voice is a whisper in a shameful tone, barely audible. Jisoo shakes her head, a sad knowing smile on her lips. Taehyung has only ever loved you, Vian. Your throat burns. Tears spill freely down your cheeks, but for the first time you don't try to wipe them away. Taehyung takes a slow step toward you, his fingers tilting your chin up. His touch is gentle, but there's sadness in his eyes. I would never betray you, ever. His voice is soft. A broken sob escapes your lips. You made a mistake, a terrible, terrible mistake. The drive back home is suffocatingly silent. Taehyung doesn't speak, doesn't even glance your way. When you arrive, he walks ahead, his posture stiff. You trail behind, heart hammering, throat tight. Inside, he exhales sharply, tossing his keys on the counter. He looks exhausted, like tonight drained every last bit of energy from him. When he finally speaks, his voice is low. Is this how little you think of me? It's a quiet tone but firm. The question punches through your chest. You open your mouth, but no words come out. He scoffs, shaking his head. That I would lie to you, cheat on you, that I could ever. His voice cracks just slightly. Betray you? You swallow hard. I didn't know. I was scared. Your voice is whisper in a shamed tone. He lets out a humorless laugh. And instead of talking to me, you humiliated me in front of Jisoo. He replies in a bitter tone. Your guilt weighs heavier now, pressing down until you feel like you can't breathe. A long silence stretches between you before you finally gather the courage to ask. Then tell me, why is she so important to you? Your voice is soft, but you ask hesitantly. Taehyung exhales, running a tired hand through his hair. For the first time tonight, his expression softens, not with forgiveness, but with something close to sorrow. He leans back against the kitchen counter, arms crossed. Then he speaks. Taehyung speaks with his voice quiet, eyes distant. Minhyuk was my best friend. We grew up together, did everything together. But me and Jisoo ended up together, which was in school. Yes, she is my first love, but it didn't even last even for a year. It was nothing, and it doesn't mean anything. Because my best friend sincerely started liking her years after that. It became serious to a point of marriage, and parents got involved. I was nothing but more happy for both of them. When he fell in love with Jisoo, I was the one who helped him pick the ring. When Hana was born, I was there too. He pauses, a sad smile playing at his lips. He was the kind of man who would give everything for the people he loved, and then he got sick. Your breath catches. Taehyung looks down, gripping the edge of the counter as if grounding himself. Taehyung continues softly. I was there at the hospital holding his hand. I saw how scared he was, not of dying, but of leaving them alone. His voice falters slightly, but he continues. And then he asked me to promise him something. He meets your gaze, and for the first time you see the weight of that promise in his eyes. He said, don't let them be alone. A shiver runs through you. Taehyung whispers almost to himself. So I promised. The silence that follows is deafening. You feel cold, small. Your hands tremble as you finally understand. And I accused you of the worst. Your voice breaks. Taehyung sighs, rubbing his temples. His voice is softer now, but no less exhausted. I didn't tell you because it wasn't my story to tell. One day you would have known, but now I didn't know how to tell you, and because I thought you trusted me. That stings the most. You had doubted him, made him the villain in your own fears. Tears well up in your eyes, but you don't wipe them away. For the first time in days, you see him. The man who had been patient with you, the man who had never once given you a reason to doubt him until you created one for yourself. Your heart clenches painfully. You had spent so much time fearing that Hana was taking him away from you, when in reality your own doubts were. You step closer, voice trembling. I'm sorry, you whisper in a sincere tone. Taehyung closes his eyes briefly before exhaling. When he opens them again, he studies you for a long moment. Then he simply nods. Not forgiving you just yet, but not pushing you away either, and that is enough for now. Time skip. The morning light seeps through the curtains, but it does nothing to lift the heaviness in your heart. Taeyong had left hurriedly, no words, no glances. You can't blame him. You had shattered his trust, thrown accusations at him without thinking, and now you don't know how to fix it. But you will fix it because losing him is not an option. It takes you hours to gather the courage. By the time you arrive at his office, your hands are clammy, your heartbeat uneven. The secretary recognizes you and doesn't stop you as you step inside his office. Taeyong is at his desk, papers scattered in front of him, fingers massaging his temples. He looks up at the sound of the door, and for a second, just a second, his expression softens, but then it's gone. He leans back, his face unreadable. What are you doing here? His tone is calm but distant. Your heart aches at the way his voice lacks warmth. You swallow the lump in your throat and step closer. I came to apologize. You reply in a soft tone. Taeyong watches you carefully. You did yesterday. Your voice trembles. I need to tell you more. You take a deep breath. I was wrong. I was so wrong. I let my jealousy get the best of me, and I accused you of something terrible. I hurt you, and I don't know if you can forgive me. Your eyes sting, but you push through. Your voice cracks. But I need you to know I never meant to doubt you. I was just scared of losing you, of not being enough, of. Your voice lowers. You realizing that someone else deserves your love more than me. Taeyong's brows furrow, a flicker of something unreadable crossing his face. You take another step closer, reaching for his hand but stopping just inches away, unsure if he will let you. Your voice barely above a whisper. I love you, Taeyong. I love you so much. It makes me act irrationally. I love you so much that the thought of losing you drives me insane. His breath hitches. You finally meet his gaze, eyes brimming with raw honesty. I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I'll spend every day proving to you that I trust you and that I choose you. A long silence. Then slowly Taeyong exhales and reaches for your hand. His fingers intertwine with yours, warm and firm. Your breath stills. You love me that much? He asks softly. Your lips tremble as you nod. His thumb brushes over your knuckles absent-mindedly. His voice is barely above a whisper. You were so scared of losing me because you love me. It isn't a question, it's a realization, a slow dawning understanding in his eyes. You wait, heart pounding, breath caught, until he finally sighs, pulling you closer. And when he speaks again, his voice is softer than ever. I love you too. Your eyes widen. He chuckles slightly at your stunned expression, shaking his head. I thought you knew. You let out a small, watery laugh. I needed to hear it. Your voice is sniffle. He cups your cheek gently, wiping away a stray tear. Then, hear it again. I love you, Ryan. I always have, he whispers in a soft tone. And with that, he kisses you. Not desperate, not rushed. Just soft, lingering, and filled with every unspoken emotion that had been buried between you two.